What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode from Broke to Millions. Well, we share everything about all of the real estate secrets of how you can acquire apartments, hotels. Today we're going to do a lot of great things here, but before we get started, let's give it up for my man on the audio and visual, Walt Potty the Pipe Piper. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
It's an applause with Walt.
Yeah, I don't know why he get the applause, man.
Because I'm an important person out
There
here.
you go, man.
Yep.
Because
Hey, man.
if I hit the button, no one's gonna hear you.
Oh, then yeah, give him props, man.
Yeah.
Give him props. And then all the way from the Philippines, my man Wendell the Gooseman.
All right. I'm actually here in Cincinnati.
There you go, man. What's up with it, brother? So,
Yeah. So
what we got going on, man?
so because of the success so far, like people really like that we analyze actual deals like live.
Right.
And last week, what's this guy's name? Sean. Was Shibani, one of the members of Apartment Invent Secrets. He was so grateful that you analyze his deal.
Really?
Mike.
He was excited about that?
Yeah, I mean, even though the deal that he has doesn't quite turn,
Yeah.
penciled out, right? But at least, I mean, can you imagine, Mike, if he did that deal
That's right.
without talking to you, and he could be stuck with that deal?
He would have spent a little extra money.
Yeah,
He'd have
thinking
been like
that-
me.
Thinking
He'd have spent
that,
that money like I have.
yep, thinking that, oh my God, I will make so much money, but then the reality is he won't.
No.
Because you gotta know the numbers, right?
Right.
So
right.
today we're going to analyze an actual hotel deal
Oh, that's what's up.
brought by Marcus.
Oh, Marcus is bringing the deal.
Yeah. He's a member of Apartment Investment Secrets.
Alright.
And then one of our mastermind members, but he hasn't joined yet, Ledarius. Oh, there you go. There's
Ledarius
Ledarius.
is, yeah.
Yep. So he and I actually analyzed the deal together.
Alright.
But before we do that, we can have Mike give us the basics on how to analyze the deal using the whiteboard that we have over there.
All right, well, so we're going to use the whiteboard. I'm going to break down the deal, and then we're going to actually use our spreadsheet.
Yep.
That, we might start giving some of those away, man.
Yep.
We'll give that away. But, hey, man, we just want to know where you're checking in from. Everybody let us know in the chat. Tell us where you're checking in from. And, if you got a question, put it in there as well. So I'm going to go over here and talk about this hotel. And even though you have a spreadsheet, guys, I'm going to show you. It's going to take me a little longer, but I'm going to show you how to look at this deal in 5 minutes or less. Okay?
And are we giving away the book? You
Oh,
wanna give
yeah.
away a book?
Okay. All right, we'll give away a book.
All right.
No, but but before we get started,
The
this
sponsor.
show is sponsored by.
Yeah, look at the PowerPoint slide.
Who we got it sponsored by today? I'm pretty sure it's the book.
Yep, the book. And
From Broke to Millions. Is that on there? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From Broke to Millions. Get your book from broketomillions.com. From Broke to Millions, we also have the audio available, where I teach you all the secrets on how you can acquire real estate, how to find a good deal, how to use some no money down techniques, all right? It's also,
even Robert Allen likes your book, Mike.
Robert Allen, the king of no money down.
Yep,
We've been talking, man. We may put something together here.
that's crazy. And then the other sponsor.
Yeah, the other sponsor is by Soda. It's a project down in Sarasota, Florida. We are official. $110 million project, 35 condos, 120 key hotel, prime downtown Sarasota, Florida. If you'd like to be a part of that, all you got to do is go to NassauInvest.com and join the investor list or an investor group. And what is it? And join the investment group list. What is it?
The investor email list.
Yeah, the investor email list. Jeez, I don't even know what's on there. All right, so look.
But let's talk about the outline first of the show. We talk
Okay, go
about the
ahead.
deal analysis. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Walt.
what we got?
So we'll talk about deal analysis, right? Questions from AAS. People really like, Joe Bisping will ask you questions that our Apartment Invent Secrets members ask,
Okay.
and there's like a funny question in there as always. We will analyze the Houston, Texas multifamily
Are we
market.
talking about Houston?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man, why are we talking about Dallas or something?
I mean, we got some our AAS members and mastermind members, they requested Houston, Texas, or several of them did, and so we will analyze that. And obviously, we'll have Q&A. You guys can ask us any questions that you guys may have. And, we'll do the millionaire mindset just to,
Get your head right.
yep, get your head right because, all of these things, all of these numbers don't make sense. I mean, yes, they do make sense, but if you don't implement what we're going to teach you, then nothing happens. So mindset is very key, very important. All right.
All right. So we got the chat going on. So the guys over also we checking on all format platforms. So guys on Zoom, let us know where you're at as well. Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, we'll choose one of you to get Mike's book from Broke to Millions.
All right. So
All
hey
right.
man, I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna talk about this deal here. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Well, what I gotta do this camera?
Yeah, we need. Yeah, we need.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we need some audio. I can be your audio, Mike.
Do the audio. Can they see me over here? Okay.
So
I'm
shift
gonna turn Instagram over here too.
shift to the whiteboard first, Walt, so they can see Mike.
Okay. All right. And then let me get my audio together here. Oh, I'm getting tangled up.
All right. Well, for those of
Whiteboard might have not been a good idea.
because people cannot see the whiteboard yet,
take my headphones.
we will. We're still rearranging stuff in here.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, guys. So, what side I need to stand on? This side. Okay. So, where's my marker? So right now we have this hotel. It's got an ADR. If people don't know what an ADR, that's
There you go.
average daily rate. In hotels, they talk about instead of monthly rate, they talk about daily rate because it changed. Your occupancy, in this case, is 63, and then it's 121 keys. All right. So one of the first things that you got to do when calculating the basic math of this hotel, if you want to be dangerous, is know the number of available rooms. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So available rooms times 365 times the keys. All right. That's how you calculate your available rooms. All right. So 365, and we have 121 rooms. What does that equal here? Oh, I got my phone here. All right,
Here,
so
okay.
here, 365 times 121. That means we have 44,165. That's the number of available rooms that we can sell
For the year.
for the year. Now, the next thing is you take the occupancy times that, and that's actually the number of rooms you actually sold, okay?
Times the ADR too.
Times the ADR, that calculates your room revenue. So you take the occupancy times the ADR times the number of available rooms, that's going to give you your gross room revenue. All right, so let's do that now. So we got occupancy at
63%.
63%. We got ADR at $52. And then we have the available rooms at 44,165. All right, so what's this number? So times $52, that's 2.2 million times a 63% occupancy. So overall, we have a gross revenue of
1.44.
1,446,845. Got it?
Cool.
So that's your gross room revenue. Now we want to figure out our NOI, right? So look, you now take the room revenue, which we have here, and you multiply it times the ratio. Now what we're basically saying is, typically when you do a hotel, you're going to net 20 to 40%.
Yeah, for this particular hotel, it's a Motel 6, Mike, so it's a limited service. So it's
Yeah.
like 30%.
All right, we'll use
Yeah,
30. So
30%.
this particular one, we're going to do 30%. So I want to find out what the NOI is. So I'm going to multiply that times 30% times this 1,446,845. We'll leave the 40 cents off, okay? So times 0.3. So we have an NOI. Can you see that? Bam, 434. All right, so we got an NOI
434,053.
Yep, $434,053. Okay. Now
And this
that's the
Motel 6.
NOI, and that's the net operating income before debt. Doesn't even include debt yet.
Yep.
So now we want to find the value. Now most hotels, if you got a Hilton, Marriott, they're going to sell anywhere at that 7 to 8.5 cap, right? But he said this is a Motel 6.
Yep, Motel 6, so like 10%.
Yeah, it's an economy brand. It's going to sell at a higher cap rate. So we'll just divide this by 10% or a 10 cap. So this value should come out to be $4,340,000.
Yep.
Right? So divide that by 10. That's right. So let's just round it off.
0.3.
4.34 million.
Yep. There you go.
Guys, that's it. That's so simple. Look, you guys can do this. My
In
point
5
is,
minutes.
you can do this in less than 5 minutes to figure out what the value is.
Right.
Literally, when somebody brings me a deal, I just type it in, and I just do my calculator. I do these basic normal numbers, and from here, if they say they wanted 5 million, I'm like, it's not worth 5 million. It's only worth 4.3.
Yeah, guess how
If-
much they're asking for it.
Yeah, if they would have said, "Hey, we're asking 3 million," after I did my numbers and I came up with 4.3 million, they're selling it $1.3 million less
Right.
than what they're asking for. So now I'm like, that's a deal. I would probably jump on it. All right. So now we got that. Let's use the calculator on our screen.
The spreadsheet.
All right.
Yep. All right. So let me share my screen in here.
Did everybody get that? Anybody got questions on that? If you got questions, just put them in the chat. We'll take care of it, brother. We're here for you guys to learn it.
All right. Let's see if people have questions. Do you guys have any questions on that? On the basic math on how to calculate what a hotel is worth? All right. Marcos said, got it. Thanks, Mike.
No worries. I hope you guys on Instagram understood that as well.
All right. And so for this particular hotel, there is other income. So that's why the pro forma value didn't quite became the same as actually no, it should like 4.37 million. If I remove this, what happens? Yeah. See, if there's no other income, it's exactly what Mike calculated there, which is 4.34 million. You see my screen, by the way?
Oh, no, I don't. Test it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, there we go. We got your screen going.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, the seller is asking for 6.5 million.
4.6 million?
No, 6.5 million.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I know, right?
No
So,
way.
Marcos is the one who brought the deal up. Like, you know,
Let's
like
get them on.
yeah. So, Marcos, you wanna tell us why the seller thinks he deserves to get 6.5 million for the property?
And Chester had a question, what's the lowest rate that you would use to determine the room, the NOI? And like I said, you can use anywhere from 20 to 40%.
Yep.
It just depends on what kind of brand you have.
Oh, Marcos is driving right now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I guess can't talk, huh? All right. But yeah, I mean, that's how simple it is to calculate it. Now, the other aspects of the spreadsheet, just so that, huh?
Marcus said he can speak.
Oh, he can speak. Okay, go ahead, Marcos.
Hold on. There you go.
He's coming in here. But go ahead till he pops in here. Well,
Yeah. So the other aspects of the spreadsheet, right, is that it calculates like what if there's PIP or renovation, right? So we need to put that in. What if there's an assumable loan? We can put that in. Which I think for this property they're willing to offer like owner financing, but it did not really say how much that is. It just says that they're willing to give like 6%, 30% down payment.
Right.
And that's why I put the terms there. But the reality is, based on those numbers, 30% down payment, assuming this doesn't need any work, we need to bring like almost 2 million to the table, right? And guess what? we will be we will only make like 4% cash on cash return, which is the cash flow,
Right.
and we won't make any money from the resale as well. So it's like, yeah, this is not a good deal at 6.5 million, definitely. So, but go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Marcos. If you can tell us a little bit about this deal. Like, what's the background?
Marcus, you there? Oh, he's talking.
There we go.
Oh, there.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, we could barely hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a realtor actually sent me over this deal. But yeah, they're actually asking 6.5 like you're saying, and I mean that's really all I know for the
Okay.
background of the property because I'm still learning, right?
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
He said they was offering 2 to 3 years on the finance. I asked him, could we do like 7 years, just to anchor them down. I actually asked them 10 years, but maybe 5 years would be the most. But I know like 6.5 would probably be too much.
I mean, how much owner financing are they willing to give? Do they give So is it owner financing on 6.5 million minus the 30%?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear us? Yeah, we can.
Hey, yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm breaking up. I'm in a bad spot right now. But yeah, so they was asking for 2 to 3 years on the financing at 6%. And I
Okay.
asked them for 10. They told me they couldn't do 10, so I asked them for 7. But they told me how I was going to be able to pay them.
I
But I was
guess.
just trying to get the deal analyzed to where I could see where we need to be at, or wherever the case may be.
And then, how much did they want you to put down?
They sent over a questionnaire asking how much I'll be able to put down.
Yep.
Okay.
I know in the OM like 30% is what I saw. In the OM. So they're asking 30% down.
Yeah. So I mean, so here, the one thing is based on the actual numbers, they asking too much, but it's also where can you push this? I mean, is it possible to get more ADR? I mean, because let's say they got, I don't know, $70. What would that, and they maintain the existing occupancy? Where would that put them at now?
Yeah, which by the way, the ADR and the occupancy here, Mike, these are based on the star report of the ComSet because this is even lagging the ComSet already.
So it's already lagging.
Yeah. So it's like we're pushing the ADR and occupancy, to the ComSet, and it's still a bad deal at 6.5 million. It's like
No, that
I don't know
ComSet,
why the seller is asking for that much.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things, man. When I was at the Hunter Hotel Conference this last 2 days, and I was like, hey, man, what are the rates? What are things selling for? And everybody was dancing around the question. It was like, man, stuff is priced too high.
Right.
I was like, well, what's priced too high? They was like, people are just holding on to a number regardless of what it's generating. And it's really up to the buyer to make sense of it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yep.
If the buyer think he can make it work, then it's worth it.
Right.
But they're not. I mean, I'm still looking at cap rates. But even then, I had some people analyze the deal. They was like, hey, this is a good deal. They only have to put so much money, but they're gonna put $2 million down, and they make $200,000 a year. That's okay. I mean, that's like a 10 cap. So it just all depends.
Yeah. And then here in the spreadsheet, we have the other income, which is 19,000. And this calculates this to be worth 4.4 million, roughly.
What's the extra 19,000? What, laundry or market sales?
I'm not sure, but according to Ledarius, Yeah, so Ledarius is one of the members of our mastermind. So
Right.
yeah, he analyzed this
Or
together
he
with me.
analyzed
Yep.
this
mhm.
hotel as
Yep.
well.
And it's like, yeah, that's a number that he got from the OM, 19,000. But again, bottom line, even with that, it doesn't really push up the value that much, right? Because it's not a lot. Now, in order for this deal to make sense, this is an offer that, the seller will not like.
Yeah.
But if you go down to 3.4 million, maybe it will make sense for somebody.
Yeah.
At 2.65x equity multiple.
I mean, the plus side about this is the seller is willing to hold paper. Like, that's great. Especially with rates jumping up right now. But, I mean,
Still, it's overpriced.
it's definitely overpriced.
Yep.
Like, I don't, because what we use 30%. So, I mean, even
Yeah,
at 40%, it's not going, they
Yeah,
asking
we use-
6 million?
We use 30%. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you use 40%, which is really for limited service, right? And with
Which this is what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. For a limited service, it's 30%. With extended states, you can push it up to 40%.
I mean, even at 50%,
You want to use
What I
50% here?
yeah, let's say you did use 50%. 1 for that comes out to 8. Is that right?
Which one?
If you use a 50% ratio,
Mm-hmm.
what's the net? That's 700,000 net.
Yeah. Yep. It will be worth 7.3 million.
So
You
it really depends on what the expenses they're using. I mean, you could get 50% because I mean it's a Motel 6. You don't have, but that's 120 keys. You got housekeeping, you got a GM,
right?
you don't have a sales guy, you got a maintenance guy, you don't have other staffing. I mean, you could get to 50%
Really?
because they don't have sales. So that's 60 grand they not spent. Like it should only cost them probably 500,000 to operate, maybe 600. Nah, because they ain't net no million. Yeah, but they did even on the OM. What was the NOI on the OM?
Ledarius, did you see that the NOI in the OM, like in the T12?
I don't know if he's unmuted or not.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there he goes.
Go ahead, Ledarius.
Yeah, I can pull that up.
So for this hotel, they can, given that it's a economy, they can actually operate this at
Yeah, I mean,
50%.
They're going to have a higher ratio than 30% because they're not going to have not all these back office fees. But I mean, I still don't think it's going to be that much greater.
Yeah, probably closer to 40%.
I mean, because
maybe.
maybe 40%.
Yeah.
I mean, if this thing did do, I don't know, 600, 700,000, it would definitely be selling.
134,314.
134,000.
Yes.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not even
And we've been
operating this in the right way.
And
So
then-
even if you push the numbers all the way up to 40%, that's like
And then what was the asking price for this?
6.5.
And then the guy they would hold 70%. So what's the total debt?
It's still the same thing, Mike. The total debt will be 70% of 6.5 million, which is 4.585 million.
Yeah, and then what's the monthly debt a year? Annual debt payment.
354,000.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's what we came up. If you do 300 and then it comes up to what he said. Yeah, just no deal.
Yep, exactly. Definitely not a deal. And even if you push it up, maybe you can go to 5.5 million. I don't know.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's a Motel
Definitely.
6. It's
Yep.
not that great. So,
Yep. All right.
all right, man.
There you go. Did you guys learn anything?
Yeah,
Is this
no
helpful?
deal. Yeah.
Yep. No deal. All right. All right, guys. You're
All right,
very
guys.
welcome.
All right.
Okay.
What we got next, man?
So it's Joe Bisping with his questions from our members of Apartment Investment Secrets.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got, hey, Chester says, no deal, but they'll leave the light on for you. All right. What we got, Joe?
We got good questions here today. I
All
think.
right,
We'll see.
man. Oh, we
We'll
got
see.
our music today, Walt. Okay, he's coming up with something.
Nice, good. So everybody knows the rules. Mike has to answer these questions within 60 seconds. You guys have to vote if he did a good job, if he really answered them well, if he just made it up. And if he goes over, Walt makes money. He's getting $1.
Oh, I like
Should
this.
be, should be $1 a second every second he goes over, but we'll just make it every time he goes over the minute or the 60 seconds.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First
Cool.
question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who's timing? Walt, are you timing?
I'm timing. I'm timing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Here we go. First question. Why is multifamily investing better than single family home investing?
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
now.
Repeat the question. You gotta repeat the
I
question.
gotta repeat the question and answer it all in 60 seconds.
No, I mean after you repeat the question, then you have 60 seconds.
No. We gotta answer it. 'cause
Wow,
we're gonna use these
you're making it
as-
more difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So say the question one more time.
Yes. So why is multifamily investing better than single family home investing? If you believe it is, I guess.
Okay, let's start. Why is multifamily investing better than hotel investing? Well, the main reason why.
Single family.
Oh,
No,
single family.
Single family.
Oh,
Yeah, single family.
Why multifamily investing is better than single family? Well, one of the reasons multifamily is better is because of the scaling opportunities. You have more units all in one location that's generate more income. The one thing about single families, when those go vacant, you still got expenses. You got taxes. You got insurance. You got mortgage payment. Where even if you only had a 2-family or 4-family, if one of those units goes vacant, you still have income coming in. So it doesn't necessarily make you pull money out of your pocket. It make you have negative cash flow. Also, you get more write-offs with your multifamily versus single family. So and then not only that, you can control the value by increasing the rents versus single family. It's all based on the neighborhood. Bam.
Awesome. That's great, Mike.
I'm pretty good.
Well done.
You're getting better at this. But what do you
Yes.
guys think? You know, you go ahead and
Don't
vote
forget
in
to
the
vote.
comments and say awesome or this is BS.
Yeah. Instagram, did we answer that?
All
Is
right,
that the real
Jayante said
deal?
great answer. Okay, who else? Spot on, Dennis Russell. Alrighty.
Well,
Cool,
you shot
cool.
yourself in the foot by putting the numbers up on the screen there. He can watch them now. But
Okay,
okay.
but go ahead. Next question, Joe.
All right. Next question. Jonathan asked from AIS, does anyone utilize a virtual assistant that specializes in tenant management? If so, can you point me in the right direction? So I don't know if you're able to answer that, but it was a question.
Okay, I'm gonna need Win to help me on this.
Okay. Have to answer in
Okay.
60 seconds. Okay.
All right, here
Ready?
we go. So, do we have anybody online that can help you with a virtual assistant as a management group for a real estate? First of all, you can get you basically a virtual assistant to help you in anything in any systems, whether it's shooting emails, whether it's doing accounting, whether it's doing your books, or setting up systems like Appfolio, where it's a management software program. You basically can hire virtual assistants for everyone. The places we go is Fiverr. Do we?
Yeah, well,
Upwork.
Upwork is the main one, but you know, Fiverr is another one as well.
I mean, you can get your virtual assistant for virtually anything. I think
Yep,
that's
yep,
really
exactly,
what-
exactly.
Not
Yeah,
only
yeah,
they
yeah,
virtually,
yeah.
but it's virtually for anything.
Right. They can answer the phone as well. You know. Yep.
We have people help us with social media, answering the phones. So Fiverr and
Upwork.
Upworks are your go-to places.
There you go.
Ooh,
Cool.
that was pretty close.
That was close. I don't know about that one.
All
We'll
right.
let it slide. 50 cents. All right.
All right. What do you guys think? Did that answer the question? Vote it in the chat.
We should be taking votes 1 out of 10. and being the best ones.
go.
Yeah, and they said awesome. Dennis Russell, spot on. Okay, cool. What's the next
All right.
question, Joe?
Next question, probably the most important question of the week is
Uh-oh.
what what color would Mike Ely pick if he had to eat a crayon straight out of the box and why?
The color I would pick if I had to pick it straight out of a crayon box is going to be red because I got to have the bright colors, brother. Like, this is good. I think that's why I'm always got so many colors because I ate so many red crayons.
This sounds like you have experience. Yeah.
Is this based on actual experience?
Hey, Walt, you're gonna have to throw away the red crayons. We don't want any
Remember the
gas
paste?
concerns.
Remember eating paste? Did you
Oh
eat
my
paste?
gosh, I didn't do the paste. That was
I didn't either.
I know, but I remember I was like, why would you eat paste, man?
What was it? It's
Oh,
just
these-
flour and water, isn't it? Or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
They don't even
All
sell
right.
paste anymore.
Off topic, I guess.
All right, all
Sorry.
right. That's the
All right.
off-topic question. All right, let's go to the real question.
go.
Okay.
Real question. All right, here we go. Next question. Joel asked, what are your recommendations for getting started in real estate? I have about 25K, but I don't know where the best place to start is.
Good question.
What is your suggestion to get started in real estate and only have 25,000K? Well, there's a couple of ways you can get started. One, I mean, you can, if you have good credit, then naturally you can use that 25,000 and get you a single family home, and Airbnb it
Or duplex.
or duplex and rent it. You can, matter of fact, you can buy it, live in one, and let the other one pay your mortgage. Also, you can get into a syndication. Look, you can, excuse me, multiple places you can go, invest in the syndication, and get a minimum of 6 to 8%. I mean, that's just the bottom threshold. But after a 5-year period, potentially most of those syndications double as a 2x. So if you, bottom line, if you put 25 in, by the time it's done, you could have generated enough cash flow and enough equity return to double your money. So you would get a total of 50 back.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Well done. Well
awesome.
done.
All right.
All right,
All
next
right.
question. Last one.
Okay.
You ready?
What we got? Yeah.
All right. Once you acquire an apartment building,
Yeah.
do you take control of every aspect first to manage it and then turn it over to a property manager? Or, to basically get it stabilized the way you want? Or do you bring them in right away?
So the question is, do you when you acquire property, do you get a property manager to kind of help stabilize it, or do I do things to get it stabilized and then bring them in? Look, when I do a property, I bring the operator manager in from the very beginning. I do my basic due diligence, and I look at numbers, and if I see if it operates correctly, or I think we can operate it, then once I like the project, I will then bring the third-party management in and get their opinion and have them write up their performance or what they think they can operate at. But one of the things is I'm virtually integrated. So far as apartments, I do all that in-house. So I already know what our numbers are going to be. When you have a third party, you definitely have to get aligned to see what their costs are and how they will perform. So again, regardless if it's chaos, you're still going to have to manage them through that process.
Cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And before we end it, I just want to say, if anybody wants to leave a comment or questions, during the live chat, we can get them up for next time. So
There you go. Hey guys, thanks so much for that. Give yourself a round of applause, man. Those are good questions.
Yeah, those are
man.
good questions. Awesome. Thanks, Joe.
All right, where are we going? We studying the market now?
I think so, right? In the outline, let me double check.
Or are we still doing questions? What we got?
Hold on. Let me see. I think we are doing the market analytics. Let's talk about Houston.
All right,
Texas,
man.
multifamily
Houston,
market.
H-Town in the building. So what we got? What's going on in H-Town? Like, just off, who thinks Houston is a better market than Dallas?
No idea. Not familiar with the market.
You don't know about that?
I have-
Anybody on here who thinks Houston is a better market than Dallas? Just by, say Dallas or Houston, wherever you at, type it in. and then we'll see if you're right. Well, we don't really have nothing, but we'll determine some of the markets with this data we have here. You know what was surprising? What we talked about last week?
We talk about Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah,
I was blown away.
right.
You know, I thought it was just nothing but cheese over there. Apparently, you got.
Yeah, it's actually a lot. It's a better market than I expected, actually.
Absolutely.
You know, and for perspective, guys, you know, this is the first time that Mike and I are actually looking at the data, so we're analyzing it live for you as well. You know, I haven't looked at the data yet. So, all right, you got it. Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay. Walt, can you get that one? There we go. Thank you. So right now we have over 500,000 in inventory in units, 528,000. Looking at the top left. You got a 9.3 vacancy, which is nothing crazy. That's decent. The average market rate rent is $1,200 a month, and price per unit is selling at $162. Now this is pretty impressive. The average cap rate is 5.2%. Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? I mean, just last year, the year before, we saw tons of units at that, 40, 80,000 a unit. Look at this, 162,000. That's the average.
Wow.
Over 500,000 units.
Interesting.
Average asking price per square foot is $1.43.
Now the vacancy is increasing though.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Like it increased by 1.5%.
So I would now we haven't looked at it, but I would imagine they're predicting that these vacancies going to increase even more.
Right.
And especially with interest rates rising, inflation still trying to control that or curb that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But let's do the studios. $1,000.
Wow.
1,100 for one, 14 for the two, 1,500 for a
Or
three.
1,600 for a 3, almost 1,600. Yep.
12-month absorption percentage, 0.1%, so it's down. So what I believe that's telling me is not absorbing a lot of the inventory.
Yeah, as much as it used to.
But you got good medium household income, 86,000, the average. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I
move
forgot I control this here. Yeah, okay.
There you go. Go down.
Yeah, Walt, we'll keep going to another page. Yeah, go down to the next one, Walt. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. So what I've seen consistently everywhere, though, rent is just going to keep going up.
Right.
So people were just asking about, one of the questions was like, if I had $25,000, how would I invest? I would definitely get into some real estate. Like, look at the rents that are continuing to increase. And look, we caught a major cycle between 20 and 22. We caught inflation. Now, that was kind of due to COVID. But we're going to hit another inflation cycle. Just imagine if you get your rent, you steady have rent properties or rental properties, your rent's going to keep jumping.
Yeah, because it's always proportional to inflation.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to be aggressive. Like, rent's going to keep going up.
Yeah, just increasing it by 2%, 3% per year, is enough in most cases. In fact, this is projecting that the rent growth from 2023 to 2027, I think, or 7 or even 2028 is just be like average of 2%, 3%.
Yeah,
and it will increase to $1,400 per month from today's $1,250 per month.
Now market rent growth. Now, what are we talking about? The rent. Now they're asking rent is growing. The market rent growth.
Yeah, because that's year over year. That's a percentage. Yep.
So it's going to steady meet with inflation.
Yeah.
So every year it's going to grow 1% to 2%.
Yep.
Which is standard.
Yeah.
Closer
closer
asking
to 2%.
rent. I mean, Houston is pretty good. I mean, Houston's a thriving market. It has a lot of economy. You got oil. You got science. What else is that? I don't even know what else
Yeah.
is in Houston.
I don't know either.
What else we got?
Go to the
I wanna
occupancy,
see-
Mike.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, scroll down.
Is that here?
Nope, scroll down.
Keep going down, Walt.
Scroll down. Scroll down. There you go.
Right
There you go.
there,
There you go.
back. Is that it? Yep.
That's vacancy. Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at, scroll up just a tad. There we go. So I'm looking at this bottom left corner. You got the vacancy. We expect to stay in that 10% vacancy, which is kind of surprising. I would think that it would go higher with these rent increases. But it doesn't seem that it's doing that. Right now, the vacancy rate is kind of staying steady.
At 9.5,
Yeah,
and then it will increase to 10%.
yeah.
The forecast, yeah, but it's not like crazy from
Like a lot.
8 to like 12.
Yeah, a lot of which is good, but they still have a higher vacancy than the last couple of cities we've looked at.
Yeah, like the Madison. No, although that's for hotels, right? But yeah.
Madison was apartments.
Oh, is it apartments?
We looked at an apartment.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. And the vacancy there is like less than 8%.
4
Yeah,
or
something
5%.
crazy. Yeah.
Like we've been seeing cities where vacancy is like 4 to 5%. But it still had an increase in vacancy increasing over a period of time.
Projected to increase. Yeah.
But I mean, 10% is not bad. It's just, again, all you have to do is adjust for your budget.
Right. You just have to put it in the numbers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is great information here. Daily vacancy. So that's it. I don't know. So who?
And then absorption.
Now where's absorption? Did I pass that?
No, right
There
there.
it
You're
is.
looking at it right now. Yeah.
So we have in 22. No, it's a lot. It's not a lot of construction there. Quite frankly, construction is going to go down over the next year. But as you see here, absorption, they basically only absorb about 2,000 units a year.
Right. And then
But
the new.
less than that, maybe 1,000 actually.
Yeah. Actually, you're right because 2,000 is there. Yeah, like 1,000
Yeah.
or projected to be like 1,000 like from 2023 onwards.
Oh, so there's just Tesla's coming to West Houston, and you have an Amazon shipments several areas. Yeah.
I didn't know that Tesla is coming there.
As the question was, is the price to build going to come down? I think it's going to get more competitive. I think it will come down, and the reason why I say that, before there was a lot of demand for supplies and materials. Well, if people are not building as much, well, guess what? They have more inventory.
Right.
They're not making money if they're not selling it. So that, I believe, will come down. But there are just some items that are not coming down. It's in demand, but I think we can get better negotiations. Like contractors right now, there's a lot of people who are more open to doing work now.
Really? Whereas
Yeah,
before
I
it's
mean-
like it's so hard. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to get somebody. Now you get a response and you get somebody decent because they're looking for work.
That's great.
So, I definitely see labor coming down some, or at least being more competitive. Before they were charging like, hey, how much to pick up this screw? That'll be $10,000. Now there's like, well, what's your budget?
That's good.
All right, man. So who in here thinks Dallas is better? What do we have something for next week?
Yeah, but then we'll probably choose Dallas then.
Yeah, let's do Dallas.
Let's do Dallas then.
Let's see if
so we can
Dallas is
compare
better.
Dallas versus Houston. So cool. Let's go to the PowerPoint slide first, Walt. On slide 4, okay. So we talked about deal analysis earlier today.
Okay.
And then if you guys want, for us to analyze your deal next, go to or send us a text message. Text the word consult to 206-803-8068. Text the word consult to 206-803-8068. Or if you have any questions about apartment or hotel investing, text us the word consult to 206-803-8068. All
Yeah,
right?
we get somebody to talk with you and work you through your deal. But hopefully you get it to us early enough, man. We'll talk about your deal and see why it could be a potential winner.
Yep. And then the next slide on the slide number 8, Walt. So, and also right now, if you want to get Mike as your coach, text the word mastermind to 206-803-8068. Again, 206-803-8068. All right. So now let's go to Q&A with the audience. We can answer some of their questions. And if you even want to talk live, go ahead and, you can actually talk. So, but let's see the questions here.
Hey, Walt, will you check on here? Oh, there we go. Will you check on here and see if somebody's on Instagram as well? Because I can't see from over there.
Okay, so question from Chauncey. When do you refinance on your deals usually? In this current climate, would you refinance with the higher interest rate?
Yeah, so it all depends on the deal. So that's a big thing that's going on right now. You have people's loans coming due,
Maturing, yeah.
maturing, and rates are going up. Some people are trying to extend their loans so they don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Typically what happens in the first 3, maybe 5 years, but a lot of times the first 3 years, once you have a stabilized asset and you have a lot of equity in it, that's when we try to refi, right? Because what we're trying to do is pull out capital and let it cash flow. But if that's not possible, you kind of leave it in the deal and then you sell it. For me, what we like to do is within that 3 or 4 years, we refinance, pull all our capital back. If we didn't hit a home run, meaning we refinance it and we weren't able to pull all the equity back, but we left some of the equity in, let's say we had to leave $200,000. Well, then we may pay them investors back out of that in cash flow. But if it was too much and it's not generating enough cash flow, we'll end up selling it and take our proceeds from there. All right.
Okay,
What you see over there?
cool. There's another question from...
question is, what is your recommendation for working with banks? Do you recommend foreclosures?
Okay, let's repeat the question.
Yeah, so the bottom line, how do you work with banks? Do you recommend buying foreclosures or doing foreclosures? Absolutely. Buy low, sell high. Most of my deals, these last 3 hotels I bought, I wouldn't necessarily say they were in foreclosure, but they were right in that line. All right, they were underperforming, and that's why I came in. So naturally, when you talk to a bank, absolutely try to find notes that are lagging or not performing, and that's where you have some of your greatest deals. I've bought numerous deals that were non-performing or pre-foreclosure, and because of that, I got a significant discount. And then all we did was work to bring it up to up to full stabilization, and then we exit. So absolutely, if you can work with a bank, go for it. Somebody asked for the mastermind number. That's 206
Yeah,
803 8068. 206 803 8068. All right. Win, what other number you got, buddy? Or question you got?
Yeah, there's a question that I saw in there. If you had 3 or 4 Airbnb in the same building, would you value it like a hotel or just like a multifamily? From Dennis Russell. That's a good question.
if you had a 3 or 4 Airbnb in the same building,
Would you value it like a hotel or just like a multifamily?
value it.
Problem with
Or
the
run it.
three or four family is
Yeah.
that the value is based on neither of those. It's based on the comps.
Yeah. The problem, so
Yeah.
the reason why you can't value it as a hotel, banks are not going to lend on that value.
Yeah, not based on the income.
They'll-
Unfortunately,
matter of fact,
Correct.
most banks you go to, I wouldn't even tell them you're doing Airbnb. A lot of them won't even lend. They want to see a lease on it. You know, some of my
Interesting.
deals that I've done, I was like, we're doing it as an Airbnb. It was a non-recourse loan, and it was like, you need to have that leased out, else we're not going to lend on it. So we end up getting a lease, and we end up leasing out. I mean, but you can run your 4-family as a hotel, right? But far as running it, valuing it, you're not going to get the value. You can share with people, hey, I'm doing this as an Airbnb, and it's making so much more money. Now, if you have a cash buyer, you can get away with that. But if you have to get bank lending, bank
no.
financing,
then it won't work. Yep.
yeah, they're only going to base it off the comps in the area.
Got it. Now Dennis said, clarified, it's actually a 5-unit, but three of the units are Airbnb. Does that change? Because now it's technically a commercial property with 5 units.
You know, again, they're going to want to look at the lease. They're going to look at lease because, first of all, there's not really financing for Airbnbs right now. You know,
Interesting.
it's because it's regular real estate.
Right.
So, I know a lot of people out here trying to say, well, I'm generating this much cash on my Airbnb. I'm selling at this cap rate.
It doesn't work like that for a smaller
banks-
deal,
banks
especially
not
with
gonna lend on
Airbnb.
Now it kind of helps a little bit. You kind of get away with that on vacation homes, but it's still based on the value. We say, hey, you can get this for a vacation home, and they take in, whoever's buying it takes in that income for consideration. But it's a little different on how they proceed, because these are beach homes. Like I was doing deals in Destin, looking at deals in Destin to do. And those are heavily dependent on the cash flow, but it's not really based on the cash flow, it's based on the market.
Interesting. Right. Whereas the bigger the deal, like an actual hotel, it's evaluated
Yes.
as a hotel. It's based on the
Absolutely.
income.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you can increase the income, you increase the value.
There you go.
Yep. That's awesome. So it's like, so you're saying, Mike, the bigger the deal, the better it is actually.
The bigger the deal, the better it is, man.
Yep. So, so guys, don't think small, think big. As Mike would say, you're one big deal away, right?
Absolutely.
All right. And even the banks recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is mind blowing, So, all right. Question here from Krishna Torrens. What software do you recommend to analyze multifamily deals? Well, we actually don't use one.
Nobody really has a software program for analyzing multifamily.
I mean, we have our own spreadsheet.
Yeah, everybody puts their own spreadsheet. There's basic things that you have in there. Some people use ratios, like a 50-40%. For example, the gross income is, I don't know, $1 million, and they use the 50-50 expense ratio. 50% going to expenses, 50 goes to your NOI. Some use a 60-40, 70-40, 60-40, 70-30. It just depends on how much income. So, but yeah, really, if you want a spreadsheet, we can share with you ours. But there's numerous people out there doing different spreadsheets, and regardless, whatever spreadsheet you're going to use, you're going to adjust it to do things you need it to do as well.
Yeah. And before that, you need to know the basics of how to analyze a deal, right? So
Yeah.
all the more, definitely educate yourself. So I commend you guys for attending this. And again, maybe next week we'll do another one, like a deal analysis again, or we'll have a guest, we haven't decided yet. But the point is, you got to know the basics, because the spreadsheet or the software only follows based on what you know, right? Because garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't know the inputs or what you're putting in, then you won't get the right output anyway, you know? So, yep, you need to know what you're doing, basically, is the message. So with that, it's 12:56, so it's time for...
I guess it's time for something.
Now it's time for Mike's Millionaire Mindset.
Yeah, so guys, sometimes you just got to choose your heart. As I said, you know, life is difficult, Dr. Scott Peck said in his book in the very first statement. And if you don't have, what he goes on to talk about is if you don't have the tools, you can't maintenance life. You can't go throughout it without succeeding. But in general, life is hard. Choose your heart. It's hard to be broke. It's hard to be wealthy. It's hard to raise a family. It's hard to do hotels. It's hard to do apartments. But you got to put that work in and overcome adversity. I had the pleasure of listening to Sheila Johnson yesterday at the Hunter Hotel Conference. For those you don't know, Sheila Johnson was married to Bob Johnson, and they created BET cable station, Black Entertainment. They sold it for over $1 billion, and immediately from there, actually Norm Jenkins, who I said a guy I met that did over $1 billion in hotels in 10 years, he actually structured a deal for Bob Johnson to buy multiple hotels at one time, and he began his career in hotels. Now Norm is doing the deals and multifamily. But Sheila was with Bob and was acquired at, and then they got divorced. But she went on to do some amazing things. And some of you may have heard of her, but she now owns the Washington Mystics, Capitol, and Wizards. But she overcame a lot of great things. What was so interesting, she named her company Salamander. And, you know, for years, I was like, why in the hell you got these? She's got luxury hotels across the country. Well, across the world. I mean, Jamaica, Antigua, D.C., everywhere. And she called her group Salamander because they continue to make it through no matter what time, you know, the times. They can go through fire. They can lose a limb and regenerate it. And I was like, man, I guess I want to be a salamander to be able to go through fire and make it through. But she shared her story about how she had to reinvent herself after going from the orchestra to doing a cable station, then creating this hotel that nobody believed in. And she went to the bank, and she's got literally hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, and they would not finance her hotel. They wouldn't finance her dream. This hotel, this land she bought, it was basically, she bought a town that was basically bankrupt. Because she put that hotel in there, the town is up and alive. It's one of the major town, a consumer economy in a township now. It's a thriving hotel that people come from all over the Washington metropolitan area to come entertain and stay during short periods of time. And she financed this project out of her own pocket, learning how to do it and putting an amazing team behind it. She chose her heart, and she grew with it. The whole point is you got to believe in yourself, believe in what you're working in, and go after it. Where your money is, your heart will be. You know, how to go? Where your treasure is, your heart is. You know, you got to put your money into it as well. Not believing is not going to just do it. Like I said, execution is worship. You got to put the money for it. You got to raise the capital. You have to go after it. And it's going to be difficult. I wish I could tell you it's going to be easy, but you're going to have challenges. And I have challenges today, even with the hotels. But the benefits that we get out of it is life-changing. So today I encourage you to choose your heart. Do you want to be wealthy or do you want to be broke? God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. Remember, you're one big deal away. Hey, who are we giving this book away to today, man? We giving a book?
All right. Let's see. Who wants the book? Who asked the question? Let me see. All right, let me see. Let's give the book to David Larkin wants to speak with you directly. Let's give the book to Paul Pop. Paul Pop, you get the book. So contact Walt. What's your email, Walt? Can you put it there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Paul Pop, you got the book. And on the chat in here, so that we don't lose. So Galaxy S9, he wants to talk with you.
Okay. We'll set it up. Make sure they text and then.
All right,
we'll
text the word mastermind. To that number 206. My memories.
206
803 8068. There you go.
206 803 8068. All right, there you go. Thanks, Walt. All right, send that there, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys?
All right.
Hey, thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.
Go!
Like every
time.
Every time.
Yeah, I was born to be the greatest. Yeah, I was born to be your favorite. Look, Ma, I'm on the billboard, I made it. That's what I dream every day, so I say it. Yeah, I used to be broke though, money was so-so, used to be loco. But I was born to be the realest. Yeah, I was born to be the illest. Cause anything is possible. If you don't know it, got to go. I'm about to blow. I'm about to start the show. Yeah.